Hey, everybody, welcome to the next episode of Coach Estrada PE podcast. Today we have a special guest. We have Coach Matt Bowman. And Coach, how are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. Thanks for having me on here.
You have no idea what's coming to you, huh?
I have no idea. No.
It's gonna be a little blast. It's just gonna be a little short time with us, and we just really want to know a little bit about you, maybe some philosophy, maybe what books you like to read, things like that. Just no pressure. I'll give you a little hint. But
Okay.
how long you been teaching, Matt?
17 years, and I've spent all 17 years in the same school. So long time in the same place.
Have you seen multiple administrators come and go?
Yes, I'm on my third principal, my fifth assistant principal, maybe.
What video editing software do you use the most?
The most. That's an excellent question. So Adobe Premiere Elements, I use the most. Every video that you've seen on my YouTube channel is Premiere Elements. But my new one coming out is Premiere Pro.
Oh.
So I've upgraded, and I'm kind of lost on the software because it's very, very advanced. So my first one that's coming out, it'll come out this week sometime towards the end of the week. It'll kind of look like my old ones, but hopefully you'll see a little smoother graphics in there.
Can we get the name? Because like I said, this is not going to be released into. What's the name of the new video?
Oh, well, we're still debating, but it's basically Floor is Lava.
Oh, well, then it has to. Okay, well, what are the two options? Maybe I could help you brainstorm.
I always like to tag something on it. I don't know. We were talking around lava layer, but it's not really in a cave, so we're not doing lava layer. But we might just stick with floor is lava, because the way everybody searches will search this game as floor is lava. So I might just keep it the way everybody knows
Lava episode 1 seems pretty good, or the first adventure.
Yeah, we'll think of something. First adventure is pretty nice.
Just
we'll toss it around. We'll see what comes of it.
I think it's gonna be exciting because the floor is lava is one of those things that as the school year goes around, you can always bring it out if you need it. It's one of those and there's a couple different games that I've played. Have you played the game Islands? Or there's so many different secret with Mission Impossible where you get from one side to the other side with using equipment. You got to only step on that equipment.
Yes. I mean, every PE teacher, I feel like has a different name for that game. But yes. I lay out all the equipment down, and they have to stay on the equipment to get to where they need to go. Yeah.
So what's your extensions to it? Because I know you have your own variation. What do you do to make it harder for the kids?
Are we talking in PE class or the video coming out? Which one do you want to know?
Oh, no, I don't want to hear about the video. I want to hear about in the class.
Oh, in PE class, I call it the heart of Tafiti. It's from that Disney movie that's escaping me right now. Moana. There we go. Moana.
Okay.
And so I have all this gym stuff set around. And then they have to get to the very center spot where I have a green ball that looks like the green jewel from Moana. And they have to make it there and touch it to win. But I release basically like the lava monster or whatever we called her for Moana. I haven't played the game in a while, but then they go around and try to tag people and get them before they can make it to the heart of Tafiti to win it. So I always tweak my games to match what's going on, what the kids know, what the kids are watching.
That sounds like a blast. I think have you seen Kevin Tiller's adaptation where I think it was Kevin Tiller. He had a remote control truck and he put a foam noodle on it, and then that's what was running around and tagging the kids. That might be your next level.
No.
Hey, that would be a blast.
I have two for my gym. The question is, I would ask him is, how does he keep his battery charged to last long enough to go?
That is a nightmare situation. Sometimes, because I use as much technology as I can. So I got a little speaker that I got my projector. I know all about battery life, and sometimes it's like really looking good and great lithium battery, and sometimes it's not.
Yeah. I can't hear you through my
this is
just forget the headphones. You're gonna have to have some static. Sorry guys, sorry everybody out there.
I don't yeah, you know what?
It's okay, let me go off tangent here. So I'm behind. I'm behind for March. I haven't really released anything in March. So my new graphics, my new software I was telling you about.
Don't feel like you're in trouble, man. I know
No,
the
I'm not in
fans are
trouble,
ready.
but I want the world to know this. So PE Bowman's a little behind. I took a step back, but I'm gonna take 2 steps forwards. My computer crashed making this new Floors Lava video. So I had to order a new computer, wait for it to arrive, and I'm trying to figure it out. So like I just play, well, okay, I got a new computer, new 4K 28-inch monitor that I'm staring at right now. It's amazing
Gorgeous.
for editing.
I don't look as good on there now, but I got you. I got you. You got the 4K
I got this new
monitor.
fancy mic. Check this thing out.
Mm.
Got a new 1080p webcam. So I have all this stuff plugged in, and I'm trying to figure how everything works together. So if I plug one thing in and I take something out, my new computer only has 2 USB-C ports on it. And I have so much stuff to play. I have to have all these adapters. So I'm still trying to learn my computer. It's like that, right? What you saw right there is me plugging my headphones in and they didn't work. I'm still trying to learn my computer.
You know what? That is technology in a nutshell. I think people like, I want to do this. And I remember the first year of the pandemic, we had from March to June, and I was working with 48 other PE teachers, and they all were creating their own videos at the same time as I was. But I kind of had like a little bit more experience, and they'd always come to me. It's like, why does it take 3 hours to edit a 5-minute video? And I'm like, because it takes 3 hours to edit a 5-minute video. Like, and that's
You
like,
have no idea.
and that is like a very like, you got a couple words, you're cutting off the ends, you're trimming, and then you have your computer produce it, whatever you call that thing at the end when you're, it's exporting it.
Yeah, you export it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I walked a lot of guys and girls between the ages of 30 and 60 that, only opened their email once a month prior to the pandemic.
Yeah.
But it was a good thing because it actually, challenges people in the right directions. Like, how am I going to accomplish what I accomplished in the classroom online, which is just never going to happen. It just is not. But what I will tell you is that they took the step in as a learner, and they're in the same boat as their children, and so they kind of learned together, and the children forgave them, and we had some cheesy videos, and I remember I've seen some great lessons out there by these ladies that are in their 50s, and I'm like, if she just had a better camera and wasn't doing this, like, come on, girl, no, don't do that. I mean,
Everybody starts somewhere. Even my first videos, I go back and look at my first videos, and I'm still like, oh, I should have fixed that, but I didn't know how to fix it at the time. So that's funny.
And you brought that up in your other interview with Abby that like when you're recording and then you have this happen, where your arm is outside of the video, and you're like, how do I fix that? Like, and I know you probably have some potential to fix it, but sometimes is it really worth it?
That is an excellent question. Now I say yes.
I think
I do go back and, I've learned how too. Like I used to have to reshoot everything. And now with like there's a masking tool and I can mask around it and have to go frame by frame, but I can keep that arm. So and I've done it a lot of times in my videos. My kids have gone off green screen. If you look real closely, you can find it. But if you don't know what you're looking for, you won't see it.
Let me tell you something about that green screen. Can that be one of the most diabolical creations of all time?
It's a love-hate relationship, yes.
And you know what? It just is one of those frustrating tools that you just need to know how to use. And I could see like your brand is so huge now, and it's fantastic. I am impressed, and I am a huge fan. Like, just understand that. But from the outsider's perspective, you see the PE Bowman brand, and the quality is going to be high, and I think that's why you've done so well. What do you think has been your secret to success?
Excellent question. So I dabble in everything. Like I get my fingers in everything. So I work on cars in the summer. I build things, sheds, gardens, fences, that kind of stuff. But I also have had other jobs. I spent 3 or 4 years like in the fitness industry on top of teaching. One of them, I was the manager of Cycle Bar. I don't know if you have any cycle bars out there. Maybe in California you did, but I don't know of any in Montana. But so I managed 21 employees, and they sent me off to training, and I had to learn about marketing, learn about branding and creating your brand and sticking to your brand and pushing your brand. And I can't believe all that stuff, I'm actually using it now and really keeping my everything like center focused. You'll see my PE Bowman logos pop up everywhere, and they're kind of all the same. Try to keep the same brand, the same message every time. And family too. My sister's a graphic designer, so she designs my logos and she designs all my shirts. Got one on right now. So she designs everything. And my brother-in-law is part owner of a company that takes real estate photography, and he does websites. So he helps me on my website. So, and he's also in marketing. So I have just a little bit everywhere. Like life experience has brought me to this moment right here.
And let me tell you right now, if you haven't been to PE Bowman's website, there's secret videos that are unlisted that you can only access from the website. So I have done a little research, and
Yes, you did.
and they're not like crazy videos, but they are definitely useful videos. If you just have like maybe you have a couple stations set up around the room, and they go through this station, and then they go to the next station, and or maybe they got the rock climbing wall over here, and then they go to the but you got your projector just going, and you got music going. The kids are just doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you see an administrator walking down the hallway. You got that video on. You look like a legend.
Yeah, I will say Dino Stomp, although it's not the hardest projection game that I created, it's the best attention getter because I will crank up. I have a Bose system, and I'll crank up my Bose system, and that stomp, you can hear it down the hallway, and I can leave my door open on purpose. So the kids are coming down here and boom, boom, boom. And they're like, what is that? And it's an epic way to start. I mean, you talk about a right to action when you come into PE, but with that, enter the gym that way. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we were talking last week with Corey Martin and Nick Williamson. Be well played. You know, both of those guys, they're fantastic human beings. And we were talking about just like the instant go getter activities. And Be Well Played had his stations that he sets up, and that's what he automatically, the kids already know what to do. Do you have an instant activity that you have them going as soon as they walk in the gym, or something that like there's a week or a couple months where they know exactly what the routine is and they just go do it?
I don't do anything the same right now. I'm hardly ever in my gym because of what's going on. But pre all this, I have all these fitness cards, and I set up fitness cards around the gym. So as soon as they come in, they go do my fitness cards. So I change those cards every day. The activity, warm up, stretches, exercises, whatever it is always changing. So occasionally, like that's my norm. I'll hit them with a game or something crazy once in a while, but that's what makes those exciting. So my baseline is those fitness cards.
And if they can't handle that, they don't get to do anything else, right? You know.
Oh yeah. Work hard, play hard. We'll work hard first. We'll play hard second.
Yeah, I think sometimes we get so focused on like we need to get to this, but if they can't handle the first thing, we're not moving on. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Or girls.
Yes.
You know, like let's get this right. So yeah. So what is your current situation? Like are you all online, in person?
Both. So I have students virtual that I will run from my next class from outside, or the gym, wherever I'm at, to the computer, teach on the computer, go back to the gym. If I'm in the gym, which is only like 2 days a week, and it's only on bad weather days, which is fun for Indiana because I'm outside in the cold. But if I'm in the gym, everybody has to stay in one spot. So they got one exercise spot. They can't move from that spot. We're stuck. And I pretty much do it without equipment too inside. Because my guidelines on equipment are very difficult to do. So we just pretty much do workout videos. I survive with Be Well Played. I survive with Coach Corey Martin, my videos, and RSD Online, and everybody else. I'm pulling everybody up.
Yeah. On that spot, we started like that at the beginning of the year, and I was very, very strict on the equipment. As the year's gone, for me, we went from 50% online, 50% in person. Now we're 80 to 90% in person and 10 to 20% online. And basically, as the year has gone, if one kid tested positive in the class, the whole class was sent online for 2 weeks. And then they came back, and then life was back to normal. But because they're in their own class, they can share equipment, but I always sanitize before and after they use equipment. So hopefully that's what comes to you soon.
I hope so.
A month ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago now, they've allowed the full first grade, full second grade, full kinder to be able to share the play structure outside at recess because they're outside and they're not really actually. But the key to that, what the nurse said was, as soon as they're done with recess, they have to go in and wash their hands, like immediately. Okay, so your opinion is going to be your opinion. I have to keep my opinion to myself. I follow the
Yeah, I keep my
rules
opinion to myself too.
and I play by the game of life, like I know what my role is since I am a first year teacher there, and this is my 6th year teaching, like I said. In your 16 years of teaching, you know, do you think we we can
17.
ever 17. Do you think we can ever go back to like it was before? What's your opinion right now, just in your perspective?
Oh man. Um, I will never get away from the technology like it was before. I will have technology videos all the time. I love them actually. And so my warm-ups might go from those little cards to more videos and cards.
Okay.
But I don't think it'll ever go back to exactly the way it was. I mean, everybody, like you said before, has learned so much about technology. I don't see how we just stop using it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just curious on what your opinion is. Like like I think you've explained in your other interview, people don't I mean, people underestimate the amount of work that you put in, you know. What would you say is your average time for Balloon Pop 2, or Balloon Pop 1, which was like a hit? I mean, it was one of the most legendary videos until some nonsense happened on the internet. Um,
Yeah.
so,
No, we'll talk about that nonsense later. But every video, I'm kind of pushing the limit and trying to learn something new.
oh,
So like it's very like Balloon Pop 2 was easier than Balloon Pop 1 because I already knew kind of what I was doing. Same with the level ups. If I ever do a second one in the series, it's usually easier. But it takes hours. Like the hardest part is matching the movements with my children and making it look like they're actually
seamless,
together.
seamless.
It takes so much work, so much timing. And I do a lot of reshoots. If I have something going on, I'll reshoot it and do it again. So it's days.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier for you to just reshoot it. You know,
Yeah.
I could 100% because I've recorded things and I'm like, dang it, I should have just reshot it. But it's also the thing is when you want to push something out quick because it's the lessons for the next week, you don't have that flexibility. If I'm the one man band, I don't have anybody else behind the camera. It's just me and
Mm-hmm.
whatever application that I'm editing with between KineMaster, iMovie, and sometimes I throw in some other stuff, but nothing too crazy. I'm gonna go into Adobe. I think that's my next step,
It's
and
it's a it's an intimidating jump. I will be honest. It's intimidating.
yeah, because iMovie's like for kids,
I've never
iMovie.
used it. I've never used iMovie, so I don't really know. But they
You're
say
you're limited on what you can do.
you can. Okay.
So like if you do a green screen on iMovie, you can only put it as the whole screen. You can't really. It's really
You can't have a
frustrating.
section of it.
Yeah,
Like I can't have a strip right here all green.
I
Ooh.
mean you could overlay something, but you can't put anything on top of that overlay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're very limited.
Very
So
limited.
my new video that I actually did a reshoot it on Friday night, and that was a big deal. I bought a fourth green screen, so I covered my entire floor of my house, well, minus the bedrooms, but with green screens, and I make my whole floor disappear and turns into lava.
You know what I hate
But
about green screens?
yeah,
Okay.
there's a
It,
lot of things. So I'm curious which one's yours.
well, you know what? I don't have an actual green screen product because my mentor said, you know what, George, there's a lot of other things that you can buy with that money. So I ended up buying a lot of other equipment instead of buying a green screen. I don't regret that. I've done it with butcher paper.
Mhm.
I've done it with tablecloths from Walmart, but the worst is like when you have any kind of noise from the floor. Just like you just you have to move, but
And
you
the green
can't.
screen slides and makes wrinkles with my children on it. So they'll push it and give me a wrinkle and a shadow that I can't take away.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure I can in Adobe Pro, but I don't know all the tricks to that software yet, but I know
Uh,
exactly what you're talking about.
you know what I'm gonna do for you, Matt? Next time I see a video that you can learn something from, I'll just send it on your way, and then you don't even have to send anything back until there's one that really hits it nail on the hammer. So nail on the hammer. You have a show that you're gonna be releasing in the summer, and I'm pretty pumped up for this because I'm not handy whatsoever. I mean, I could fix a couple things around the house. I could change my oil, but I'm not handy to say like I got 30 saws in the backyard. I got a
Mhm.
Dremel or anything like that. So what are you gonna do with this gardening show? Is that like
Well, I love YouTube. I watch YouTube all the time, and my wife follows gardeners. So she's the gardener. I'm the builder. So, which is perfect because I'm going to be behind the camera anyways. That's where I love to
that's what you
be.
think?
I'll sneak out occasionally. I'll
You
sneak
know
out occasionally.
what you need to do though is you should have an extra camera just running while you're recording her, and just have that as like a time lapse. And I think it'd just be a fantastic concept. The only thing that you're gonna run into is that amount of data. That storing that, managing that, keeping that organized. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, I'm set up for it now. I just upgraded everything I have. I'm ready to go.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep throwing ideas at you, and you're gonna go out there. You're gonna produce some magic. I can already tell.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the GoPro 8, I think is what it is. And so I have the camera. So I have a nice $400 gimbal that keeps motion and everything still. So I'll be using that with my Canon M50, and I'll probably gonna give my oldest son Kellen uh, a GoPro on a little GoPro gimbal. So I'll get a lot of his perspective
Oh, that'll be
and his
fantastic.
talk.
You got to get him the chest cam,
I was thinking about that too, the
or
chest cam. Yep.
a
So
little like he could wear like a nice helmet with the. I mean, like a nice
now
looking
you're
helmet.
now you're thinking.
Yeah, like I had a concept and I tried to do it, and it failed miserably because I love skiing. We had these
Mhm.
mountains over here, and I love skiing. So I recorded some footage, and it's just really hard unless you have the proper GoPro. So I need to pick one of those up eventually. That's gonna be my wish list is long.
Yeah, my wish list is long too. That's why after the computer and the menu monitor and everything else, the GoPro is going to wait till summer.
So we got a gardening show. You're gonna be building some stuff. She's gonna be the talent. She's the talent. And then the little kids are just the eaters, or are they the chefs, or I mean, have we got to that? Like, are we gonna
Well,
do like a farm to kitchen?
we already do that. Our garden is pretty big. It's gotten bigger,
So
and we have six raised garden beds, and I turned one into like a hoop house. It's like a greenhouse. So we grew everything, well, just in that one bed, the hoop house, through the winter. But we made it to like February. Then we had 1 week in Indiana where it stayed below zero like the entire week, and killed it. We almost made it through. I think, how many plants do we have make it through, hon?
No, we did pretty good.
We had 2 or 3 survive.
Oh, can we bring her in? Come on, let's bring the talent in. I want to ask her a little question.
You want me to bring her in
If
at
she's
9 o'clock on a
available.
Sunday night?
If
Okay.
she's available. If she doesn't feel comfortable because she's a little exhausted and she's ready to go, go.
She'll be give her like a minute.
All right. All right, we'll bring her in a second because I do want
Yeah,
to
she
hear.
watches all these shows and has all this knowledge. She's already telling me about it, all this stuff. I'm like, okay, I will create it and film it. You talk about it.
All right. So now I know what else to send. I'm gonna send you some pictures from my mother-in-law in Ireland. She has a little garden that she has, and so she's retiring, and her present to herself is a bigger greenhouse. We're gonna
Oh, I don't
upgrade.
have a greenhouse. I would love one, but I don't have one yet.
So is that on your wish list?
Yeah.
I told her I'd build her one.
It can hold off for now.
So what's your name? And I'm George. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Amber. Nice to meet you.
So Amber, could you give us a breakdown? Like are we doing like a multi-part series? Is it going to be a shorts, or what are we thinking here?
I don't know. I think we just want to incorporate the health part of PE. So just, summer is like when majority of your crop is there and ready. And, I kind of want to just introduce the health part of it and be like, there are actually purple carrots. Did you know that? Things like that. Like kids don't know that. And beets, like there's orange beets, there's not just the red ones, and just also having my kids eating it directly out of the garden, the things that you can eat. And yeah, I don't know. I just want to like incorporate the health part of it. I don't have any clue how that's going to happen, but
I recommend that you get some nets to prevent the birds from getting into your strawberries.
Already got
yeah, yeah,
I recommend that the dogs stay far away.
no dogs.
Okay, good.
And he just spent his whole spring break building me a fenced in area for the garden. So he built a nice fence with this cute little gate. So
Oh, we should do like a little painting, you could also even do like the pre, like just the planting section of it, like how to do, you could do like a multi-part series on how to plant different little things, and that'd be
yeah,
fun. Like, just like, oh, this is how you do tomatoes. This is how you do beets. And this is how you.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's where my kids will come into their GoPro. They'll be the ones doing the planting and doing experimenting and seeing how things grow.
Pineapples. Those are exciting.
I don't know if we can do that one up here.
Oh,
No,
sorry. Yeah.
no, I would love to do the citrus things, but it's too cold here. You can't.
Yeah, I grew
grow.
up. I grew up in Southern California. I had 2 avocado trees, a lemon tree,
Oh,
a
I'm
lime
so
tree,
jealous.
a plum tree, and like an orange lemon mix. So it was a little sour.
Yummy.
Yeah, I grew up in Florida and we had 2 orange trees in the backyard, and my mom would send me out to go pick oranges, bring them in, we squeeze them and have fresh orange juice for breakfast.
Oh yeah.
So I can't ever have anything from concentrate now. You hand me something from concentrate, I'm like, mm-mm.
Oh yeah, it's just so nasty on your
Get that out of here.
aftertaste. Yeah, I know exactly. So Amber, like, now that your husband and your kids and you are even a star on the show, I've seen you work out. And I have had my students do the videos. Okay, so like, but it's like I told him, it's only like 20% of the kids online are doing it. So like, it's awesome. How do you feel about your husband and the brand and everything?
I'm proud of him. I mean, this is something he's wanted to do for a long time. And again, time was always the factor. But when COVID hit, he had all that extra time at home and he utilized it really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you guys have had a little different pandemic than me and my wife. I broke my collarbone on this one, and I got 2 plates in there. So that put me out of commission for like a couple weeks. And then we had a big move from California to Sheridan, Wyoming. But you guys are smart. You worked as a team. I'm happy for you too. We were working as a team to move, It's a little different process. But what is the next step for you and him? Because I know you do all the Twitters and all the Facebooks and all the YouTube nonsense and stuff that nobody wants to do.
I'm not really into social media as much either anymore. I'm always like, does this sound okay? Is this what you want? Like, I don't know. I'll help out where I can, but I don't want to get too involved with the social media, because then I feel like it's time consuming and it takes away from my role as a mom and a wife as well. So I don't really want to get hooked up on that.
So how many hats do you put on a day? Because you're a teacher, you're a mom, you're actress,
whatever I can do.
You're a gardener, you're, I don't know, probably do some volunteer work. I see it already.
I've done a little bit. It's not consistent, but no, I just do what I can. And then I say no when I need to say no to things. So,
that's a big concept. No is a full sentence, and people need to learn how to say that sometimes. And I've seen it when people burn out, they get exhausted, they can't manage with all their commitments. Is there something that you think that Matt should focus on in the next year, and then we can go back to him and I can yell at him?
Maybe just being a little more organized with writing things down for your projects. I know it's in his brain, I know, but maybe just a little bit of that, I guess.
Well, when you're a PE teacher, there's a fine balance between writing things down and doing things.
Yeah.
And Matt's a doer.
When I'm zoned out and not listening to her, it's probably because I'm planning a video up here.
That happens a lot. Yeah.
Why are you just staring off in space? Like, I'm sorry, I was in next month's planning next month's movie.
Floor and Lava 3. Floor and Lava, you know, oh my goodness. And all these adventures of the Bowmans. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
So-
see how that goes. It's just an idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if people take it.
I don't know.
So in a year when we chat again, Matt, I'm gonna ask her and see if the book is around. You know,
I should get him a notebook. Just don't lose it.
But it's 2021. It's
Yeah, but sometimes actually writing is good.
well, maybe, you know, the cool thing would be you could have like a sketch part where your children can write in there and they can sketch out some
yeah.
things,
Yeah.
and then they could have their perspective, and
Right.
And that would you know,
And he has an art minor, so he's pretty good at, you know, you could just draw some ideas if you need to instead of writing.
he is open-minded now. We've twisted his elbow, his shoulder. He's ready to go. Yeah, but
I will jot everything down.
not everything down. No, because then you're gonna have 15 notebooks and nothing will get done.
Yeah, I cross them off. I change my mind a lot. I'm always like, oh, that'll work. No, that won't work. Can I do that? Can I edit it? Is it possible that I can make that happen on video?
Probably, but it does take a lot more time than we want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Well,
funny.
it was really nice to talk to you. I'll let you enjoy your Sunday night, and
I'm gonna go fold some more laundry.
see.
Nice meeting you too. Thank you so much.
You take care and keep doing a
Bye.
great job.
Thank you.
Oh, that's funny.
So Matt, you weren't expecting that one. I you know, I just want to have a good time, man. Life is so short. We got to just enjoy it. You know, you got this great thing that you're doing. You got all kinds of great concepts. What do you think you would tell somebody that's trying to get into it? Like, I know you have your script, but off the script, like, what would you just tell somebody who's like, hey, I want to create some content. I want to create some stuff for my kids. I want to create some stuff for myself. What would you tell them?
Start small. You got to start small. Don't try to be like me right off trying, because it's too overwhelming. Start small and don't be afraid of mistakes. Your first stuff is not going to look great. It's not going to be the best, but just try. Just try. I mean, I do that for everything, whether if I build something or try to work on something. Like being a DIYer, that's the hard part, is you're going to make a mistake. You're going to screw up. You're going to spend a little extra money when that happens. It's just part of it. Like a lot of it is fear. Just get over the fear and start small. Don't let the mistakes bother you, because everybody makes them.
Oh yeah. If you're not making mistakes and if you're not failing, you're not trying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just like sports, being a teacher. Like you win some, you lose some. You'll have a couple you put out there like, it was okay. And all of a sudden you have one that just like, oh, I didn't expect that.
Well, you got 1 million on one of your videos, right? And then Balloon 3 million.
Three
of your-
videos.
Three videos.
Three videos have hit 1 million now. Ninja Now just hit 1 million this week.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw one of them had 1 million, and then I couldn't scroll because you finally got into the Zoom, and I was like, oh, okay. But
Yeah.
that right there is that's a big like monumental moment. Not
Oh,
many
it's
people-
huge. We celebrate every time we hit that 1 million.
Yeah, I think my biggest is only about 9,000. Nothing crazy. But you know, I'm proud of what I created. Could have been better, absolutely. Everything can be better.
Yeah, I mean, 9,000 is amazing. Like a year, 16 months ago, my biggest one was like maybe 1,000.
Yeah.
Like, nobody watched my channel until everything happened. Like there's nothing.
And you know who big propel was, I think Kevin Tiller. I think he was asking, he's like, hey, where's this guy? Can anybody get a hold of this guy? And then because
I'm not on social media, so there's a buzz going around
and then
trying to find me.
Yeah, there was like that other guy with your same name, right?
Yep.
PE Bowman, not related.
Not related at all.
So there must have been like this that might have created a little bit of a rush and a sensation. People were asking, like, do you know this guy? Who is this guy? Like, nobody even knows your first name. They just know PE Bowman.
Yeah,
That's it.
like
But no,
that's because I don't get on those, and all of a sudden I was just there. So it was fun. It was fun. Like Balloon Pop also pushed it and got me started because I think everybody was planning on that to do in the class that week. And all of a sudden it was gone and every teacher was scrambling. That's my lesson. What am I going to do? That's my lesson.
Unfortunately, something with the YouTube communities, somebody reported it. Is that how it happened? Is that what the issue was?
So now, like, talk about mistakes. I made a mistake. So somebody filed a privacy complaint on me, and being a new YouTuber, I had no clue how to fight it or defend it. I did the best I could, but it was taken down. And after 30 days, which I didn't know at the time, after 30 days, you can't get it back. And so since then, I've had 4 other attacks. I've had a total of 5 privacy complaints filed against my videos. Balloon Pop 2 has had 2 privacy complaints. But now I'm like a pro at it. I know who to contact, and I know what form to fill out. And then they go back and review it and look at it. And then I get an email saying, we found nothing wrong, no privacy violations, your video can stay. So I won 4, lost 1, my first one. I was scrambling. They give you an email and says, you have 48 hours to fix your video. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with my video. How am I going to fix my video? And so not knowing who to contact was how I lost that first one. And I do get hate mail. I actually get hate mail. People reaching out to me like, I hate your videos. You're horrible at green screens, or my PE teacher makes me do your stuff and I hate it. So the bigger you get, the more hate mail you get. So expect that. And we think it's just somebody sitting in their basement filing complaints against my videos, trying to get them taken down. So I've had 5, which is unheard of because most YouTubers don't even have 1. And I've had 5 privacy.
And their content has no academic value sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you look at what you create, like even the one that you created where are you up for the challenge? Like, it's exactly what you can do in a safe environment and in your house, and you don't need much, and you're just trying. Like you're just trying your best. Like that's all you want our kids to do. Like, like realistically, if I create something, it's for somebody else. It's not for me. Like when I teach, it's for my students. It's not for me. Like, and any administrator or any other classroom teacher that has any kind of issue or beef, they are not the most important person. The most important person is the kids that's in front of you, regardless of whatever issues going on with them, positive or negative. And so if you always look at it like that, all that hate mail, it's because of the volume that you have. When you have that much volume, you're gonna have more issues. And you have pretty good self-confidence. You have a good wife, you have good children, and you have a good family background that I can predict. Like you don't get to be a baller in basketball without somebody supporting you somewhere. Like that's not gonna happen. So all that stuff is just part of the process, and you gotta
you gotta have a sense of humor. Like we don't, I mean, yeah, my wife just said it makes you stronger. Yeah, it doesn't, because usually, I mean, we can tell, just being a teacher by their sentence structure and spelling, kind of who's sending us the messages, but it's easy to brush off, but you still get them.
Yeah, I think maybe that should be like a different type of celebration, and not trying to tell anybody to go out after you, but like that means that you are connecting the people that actually need to try something.
Yeah,
they need to try and attempt a challenge that they can't, academically process. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and usually I don't respond, but sometimes I'll send them a message. Amber always says I take the high road and like, all right, well, what do you like? What do you want to see in the next video?
Yeah, what do you like? That's all you can do to people that come at you negative or sour. Like, if you always take the like the aggressor, then you're never going to be happy with yourself.
Yeah, no, and most of my stuff, I can tell they're children. And 17 years I've been teaching, so I'm still gonna, come back and try to guide them. Like, you don't like that? What do you like? You think that's bad? How can we make it better? They never reply back to me though, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of sad people out there that just are trying to find some sort of troll power. They feel like they're powerful because online they can bully people. And that's not good. That's not good at all.
No.
I think maybe you should have a good video and maybe we can work on it together on like what good online etiquette should be like, you know? That's a huge concept. I mean, we're talking about health. I mean, that's a healthy concept, because social media, whether we like it or not, and I know you don't like it as much as other people, but it's part of the universe now. And it's here to
Yeah, it's not
stay.
going away.
And we have to use it as a tool. And this that's just something, an idea. And we can always figure something out. What do you think is the biggest challenge for you as a PE teacher in this COVID pandemic era?
Well, my biggest challenge is what do I do with the guidelines I have? Like being stuck in one spot in the gym the whole time is tough to do.
And you didn't
And
get
when I go outside and I have very limited things I take outside because I have to be on the parking lot, the bus lot. That's where I spend my time. So if I'm outside, I come home like, she's like, how's your day? I'm like, I just spent 7 hours standing in the bus parking lot. But the hardest part for me is equipment and not being able to teach how I teach and normally teach. Like, I feel like I'm being held back, and it's not really about teaching PE right now. I feel like it's more about survival, if that makes sense.
I think everybody's in the same boat. I don't,
Because yeah, I'm not doing my curriculum, I'm not doing my content because the guidelines are so small. We just stay in that road.
in one way or another, So for me, what I've done in my classroom, and I have a 30-minute class, which is not the ideal time for PE, but it's ideal for kinder. But in my 30-minute class, my last 5 minutes or 7 minutes sometimes, I'm cleaning, sanitizing, wiping, spraying. I'm the utility guy, I got a great custodian, and he'll give me 8 different like really wet sanitizer solution covered towels, and I use all 8 of them because I teach 8 classes on Tuesday and Thursday.
And so so the equipment that you use in class, you can use it again with the next class.
But I wipe it down and then it dries up and it's good to go.
See, my equipment, it has to sit for 24 hours and can't be used again after it's wiped down. And so that's where I'm like, I barely have enough equipment for one per child when they come to the gym, and to make it like take that away, it's just like I said, I do a lot of videos now.
Well, my only recommendation
is equipmentless.
Is even consider doing a donor's choose. I mean, there's a lot of people that support you, and you just do it strictly for your PE equipment so you could have 3 sets or 4 sets, and you could do soccer with one group, and then the next group would be tennis, and the next group would be, or whatever, like I've even used balloons and just wrap them with a plastic bag from the grocery store, and I wipe that down because it makes the balloons way stronger. So we did kind of like a little volleying, unit. Oh,
I love balloon volleyball. That's one of my favorite things I do.
But you can just get rid of the plastic bag and get a new one. Just consider that, I think you gotta just have an open and honest conversation with your administrator and say, like, what are the things that we can do, and let them figure it out so that you can move forward. And
yeah, there's things that can change.
I think you just gotta be positive and continue to be positive influence. And whenever you're on campus, you try to be as nice as possible, regardless of the situation. And I think that's who I am. And if you ever spend any time with me, I got a big heart, and that's all I can share with people. And when you are like I am, you do get some hate mail, and it doesn't always come in online situations. It comes in other ways too. A lot of people can't handle happy people, but that's part of being active and being engaged and truly loving your job. I love teaching PE. I mean, there's no other feeling like seeing social skills improve, right?
Yeah, well, one of my favorite, what you just made me think of here, and I'm really bummed I can't do it. I'm going to bring it up. I have a meeting with my principal this week. I'm going to bring it up again. but where I teach in Indianapolis, and I found this out 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, I found out that I was sending fifth graders to middle school. And so we have about 100 at grade level. And I was sending about 15 middle schoolers every year that never knew how to ride a bike to middle school. And for me, if you don't know how to ride a bike, by the time you go to middle school, you're probably not going to learn, just because of it's embarrassing then to be like, I'm a sixth grader and I don't know how to ride a bicycle. And so 2 years ago, found out that was a problem. Also, 2 years ago, I taught my kids how to ride a bike. So I went through all the steps. How do I teach them? How do we learn balance? How do we pedal? How do we do all this stuff? So I taught them, went to my principals and said, all right, I found a need that we have. So he got me the money, got me $1,000, and I purchased 3 bicycles, helmets, pads, all that stuff. And I started teaching last year. So I got to teach up until we got shut down for COVID. And I'll tell you, seeing a kid learn how to ride a bicycle, a fifth grader, and get it is the best feeling ever. Like, if you haven't taught bike riding, most PE teachers don't teach it, but when you see that it finally clicks and that student has it, and you know that kid's going to have it for the rest of their life, it's the best feeling ever. So I haven't been able to teach that all year, which drives me crazy. So I'm going to bring that up. I have a meeting this week with both my assistant and principal. I'm like, okay, look, numbers are going down. I'm about to send another group of fifth graders to middle school. That has probably same thing, probably 15 out of that 100 can't ride a bike. And I'm about to send them away. So that really bothers me.
I can't wait to see your video on how to ride a bike. That's going to be a great one. I could
put
already
it together.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic.
I've been planning one. See, I got a former student of mine is now a pro athlete. She runs for Adidas track and field, Lena Irby, donated $3,000 to me. And I'm going to use that money to purchase bikes for the kids. When they graduate from my bike program, they're going to get their bicycle. But I've been shut down, so I can't wait to make that video. Like, I'm going to do one of those. Oh, how do you describe it? Like kind of like surprise things where the student doesn't know they're getting a bike, and they're going to come get a bike. And then here's me with my gimbal and camera. I'm going to get all the reactions and make this real, like, emotional, sappy, happy, all kinds of feeling story. And then I'm going to shoot that to my student Lena once it's all done. And so don't tell her if she don't watch this. That's a surprise. You don't know what's coming.
She's a track star. Come on,
she's
man.
She's a pro athlete. She's young. She's like in her 20s, so she's busy.
She's watching the TikTok. She's not gonna be watching me. It's all good. She might be looking for you. But no, that's a great concept. And taking it from the concept board and idea to the finish line is going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be one of the greatest things that you've ever done, and you're not done.
No, it's a work in progress. I'm on hold. I've been on hold all year.
Oh, you've been dying for a chance to get the kids an opportunity to learn.
Yeah, and it's crunch time. I have less than 2 months left, and I need that time. I need it.
Oh, absolutely. And so you've done the bicycle program. You've had a variety of great things. Do you have any connection with the universities in Indiana?
No, not really.
I think you should. That could be a great thing later on. I know you're already tied up. But if you could get some of those students to come and just learn some of your ideas and things like that.
Well, I had a student teacher this year, and she was amazing. She did fantastic, but she had to teach virtually. And so when her supervising teacher came to watch us, like, she saw all my content, all the stuff we do online. And she was like, that was amazing. She's like, I had no clue that's what you guys are doing now. Cause it's totally different in college, what we're doing in elementary school. And so she told me, she's like, I'm going to share all your stuff you're doing with all my students. I said, go for it. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So that's the only connection I have. It's a small connection, but it's a start.
Yeah. Every relationship starts small. There's a guy that you should check out when you get a chance, and you don't have to donate, but you should check him out. His Twitter is Adopt the Gym KM. His name is Kevin McGarth, and he's done those sappy videos that you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
But what they'll do is it's a philanthropy part of being a PE student, and so, like, maybe your school will have your students try to donate to the big fund, and the main thing is that a school that doesn't have equipment or is a brand new school and still trying to get their feet together, they'll send them a bunch of equipment, and all the money goes straight to just PE equipment. And he has rules on what like I think his like baseline is if the kids have basically like let's say you have 300 students and you get $300 a year for PE equipment, then you're above the baseline. But the schools that like they might get like $50. And there are schools like that. They only get $50.
It's not even one, maybe one gym scooter that you can get for $50.
Yeah. So, reach out to him and see maybe using the Bowman name just to share out some great things to him. There's so much good PE stuff going on online, and you can get sucked right into it. So, I'm gonna give you a chance to ask me any question you want, and then we can start wrapping this up because I don't want to keep you too late.
Well, I'm impressed that how many people you name drop so many people. I should have been writing all these things down like my wife said so I can research them all. But what I guess what is your vision? Like we're on here doing a podcast. You got Coach Corey Martin on here in a podcast. Well, Nick from Be Well Play. Those are all great guys. Like where are we heading?
Well, Corey wants to have you on here all the time and have me on here all the time. And Corey's like, you're the MC. Like I could be master of operations and all that stuff. And Corey's just enjoying the ride because he came in here just by himself. And then the next thing he's like, let's get some of the big names out here. So then I was like, okay. And then I reached out to you and you reached out promptly. And then, there's a couple other guys that I do want to interview pretty soon. I've interviewed another guy named Ben Landcore. He had the book Henry and the Gym Monster. His episode will probably be dropping out at the same time his Kickstarter drops out. So that means I need to edit it now, even though we recorded 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I just love talking. I love having a good time. I have another podcast, which is not PE related, which I don't know if you would like it or not, but it's called Backcourt BS. It's all about beers and sports, like craft breweries. Because I'm like half a foot into the brewery industry because I work part-time at a brewery and I have a lot of connections there. Like the head brewers are both of my best friends. The owner of the brewery is one of my best friends, like just people that I love talking to people. I love hanging out with people. I love building up the community. But I'm a teacher. So like that's my recreational stuff. But the Coach Estrada PE podcast and all the videos are just going to be people to share what they want to share. Like you wanted to go off on a tangent. I'm not going to stop you, but I'm going to try to get you back to PE eventually.
Yeah.
And if you got somebody that you want to talk to and they're willing to be on the show too, like I'll do all the editing. I'll do all the other stuff. You just got to just show up and look pretty. I know you can handle that one.
Yeah, at age 40, I don't quite look, my mental image of myself is not what it used to be.
I know you look like a solid 25. You probably still get, if you walk into a casino, which I know you probably don't, but if you walked into a casino, they'd be asking for your ID.
Yeah, I would hope so. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
People don't ask me for my ID that much anymore. Like, oh yeah. Look for it.
Well, I mean, you're like the babyface assassin. Like if I saw you on the basketball court, I'd be pretty terrified after I see your videos. But if I didn't see your videos, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, tell that to the guys I just played basketball with today. I'm in a league on Sundays and it's tough. It's tough knowing what you used to be able to do. And then you're out there, you're like, can't do that.
Well, that's all the elite soccer players and all elite basketball players. They have to use their mental strength versus their physical strength. And that's part of life. Like you have to be okay with that. One day I won't be able to ski as great as I am right now. And I love skiing. That's like my number one thing. But I was a runner.
Is that how you did the collarbone?
No, mountain biking.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't even a great story. I wouldn't even share it,
I've had those moments. We'd let that one go.
Yeah. And I was so blessed that I had really good health insurance. It was like a $66,000 bill that only came out to like under $500. But if I did that in the health insurance that I have now, it'd be like a couple thousand. It'd be pretty brutal. So I'm thankful. I've had a great life. I mean, and when you scratch the surface, one day we'll get deep into I've been to Ireland over 11 times. I've been all over Europe. I love traveling. I love seeing great things and challenging people, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
that
just
to me, that's been one of the best parts too, is meeting people. Like I've talked to people from all over the place, like different countries, places I've never been. They've reached out to me. Just like you reach out to me. It's fun. It's fun meeting people with different backgrounds and hearing their story and find out what they're about, what they do. And it's interesting to me too. Like I'm a teacher and you're a teacher, but we both have this extra thing we're doing. I'm doing YouTube videos over here on the side. You're doing your podcast. You have 2 different shows. Like it's fun meeting people and seeing like, yeah, I'm a teacher, but I also do this. So that's been amazing, is meeting everybody and hearing these stories.
I struggle with the marketing aspect so much, and I know that, but I'd rather that be my weakness than the actual things that are in here, you know? Like I'm okay with like eventually things will get a little bit nicer and eventually I'll get some more subscribers, but every once in a while I go back and I do listen to the stuff and I'm like, this is really enjoyable. Like there's a guy that I talked to a couple weeks ago. His name is Greg Dreyer. He's got a doctorate and he's just super smart. Go check that one out when you get a chance. And you're gonna.
I'm gonna go check out all your stuff. I want to hear what these other guys are saying too. This is you've got my attention. This is fun.
Corey Martin comes out soon, and then Corey Martin and Nick Williamson come out really soon too. So, but I can't. I have to hold off on their stuff because there's stuff that they spoke about that hasn't been released. Just like the floor is lava. And we can finish on the floor is lava. What is the last thing? Like, what do you think is this? Like, is it going to be like the new biggest hit, or you think it's just going to be just?
I'm going back and forth because it's not a new concept. Like everybody, you say floor is lava, everybody knows what it is. So I'm thinking it's going to be one of my middle of the road ones.
Okay.
It's not going to be one that's small. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to get up high like the level ups. It's going to be right there along the middle.
But if it's up on the top, are you going to make a part 2?
Hey, if people like it, there could be a part 2. Yes.
So what kind of lava are we talking about? We talking about 3D graphic design, high level stuff, or is it like
we're talking flowing lava under all the furniture in my house, which is really just my couch. That's all I put out there. I moved everything else out of the way.
I can just see the little baby. Just that's gonna be the best part. I already know. I don't even need to see it. I already know what's gonna happen. Yeah.
I edit his stuff first because it's so fun. So I sneak him in everything. That's just like, and I get so many emails about it too. Like we love when you see your baby pop in. We don't even know his name. His name's Shane. Like we love your baby boy, and he comes in there.
We got Eliza, so Callan, and Shane, and Amber, and the big man Matt himself.
Matt, yep.
And Shane is a little stud. He plays the part. I can tell. I don't even need to see him off camera to know what he does. Like I can tell.
Yeah, if you pay real close attention, like in the Challenge Me video, there was one he wasn't there. There's one of the clips he wasn't in there because he was being a 2-year-old, and then you'll see him disappear in my new lava one too. He's in there, and all of a sudden he's gone, and then he's in there again because he's 2. You never know what you're gonna get.
The terrible twos, man, which is just a real concept. People don't understand how deep it is, and I really, really appreciate having both you and Amber on the podcast today. You guys were so awesome and pleasant. And
thank you, George.
Hopefully we'll get another chance in a couple of weeks. I'll invite you whenever Corey's on too, because I think you want to chat with this guy. He was in the MLB.
So I know, 3 years. Yeah, I've already chatted with him a little bit, email, and Twitter, but yeah, not in person.
Oh, it only gets better when you really actually when he gets into it. He's a guy. He's one of the good people. All right,
yeah, he's probably got some stories.
I'm getting a little bit of feedback real quick. Maybe, do you have a headset?
I'm
sorry.
Maybe.
Now that you're speaking and it's just like, boom. If you don't have one, it's okay.
I do somewhere. I don't know where it is. Where's my headset? We'll find it. It's around here. I've been video editing all day and I've been using my headset. So it's sitting right here. The question is, where's right here?
So, okay. But if you need a pause to try to plug in your stuff, go ahead right now.
The only thing I worry about is I got a microphone on it, and I don't know if that's going to throw off my other mic that I got.
Well, you can on the bottom left where it says mute, you can have the little arrow, and you click on that, and it says select the speaker, select the microphone. So the one that you prefer.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you sound great. I don't know what you did, but it's because when you have the audio going to the speaker, that's when you get.
Yeah. I lost you though.
I'm here now. Are you here? I should just keep on talking until you get